Hey guys, so today I'm doing another story time. You guys really liked the story time that I shared last time, so you guys asked for more, so that's what I'm doing today. Today's, as you guys can tell by the title, is when I stole a car, and this is actually two different stories in one because this happened multiple times with me. I have so many times that I've done this as bad as it sounds. So I'm just going to get right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the first time this happened goes back to my 8th grade year. I think I was 13 or 14 when I did this, and I don't know what I was thinking when I was that old, but I guess just stealing my grandparents' car out of all people was like what I was going on through my head. I don't know. I've done some really dumb things. But yeah, I was in 8th grade when I did this. So I was with my friend and nobody was home. My mom was gone somewhere, and my grandparents were gone for the weekend, so nobody was home, and my mom was gone for the day, so me and my friend were just like at my house, and we wanted to go down to the store to go buy a curling iron. I don't know why I wanted a curling iron, but I remember getting a wand or like a curling iron for my hair for something. I don't know why, but I got one, and the only car that I had here was a Ford Explorer, and it was a really old one, like a 1998 Ford Explorer, like maybe even older than that. It was really old, and we always like took it up to my cabin because it was 4-wheel drive, and that was like the car we always drove. So I found the keys to it because I didn't know where the keys to my grandpa's truck were, so I took the keys to the Explorer, which was in the garage. So my friend and I got in the car, and the only problem was I knew how to drive. My mom had had started practicing driving with me when I was like 12, like on back roads. So I've always like been really familiar with driving, and I've always been very familiar with a car and stuff. So it wasn't really something that I was like worried about. But the only thing that I was really worried about was the shifting was not down like between the seats. It was up here like on the steering wheel, and I only knew how to drive my mom's car, which was like the shifting down here. So I was like, okay, I'm screwed. So, hey, homegirl, do you know how to shift with that? So thankfully she did. So my garage door was broken, like the automatic thing. So we had to lift it up, the garage door, me back out of the garage, and then her go back around, shut the garage door, go out from the garage and out from my gate, and then run in my car without my neighbor's seat. It was probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's what I had to do. So my main concern was making sure like my neighbors didn't see me or anything, because my neighbors were like really close with like my family and stuff, and I was just like, okay, like my grandma's best son's right across the street. Is she gonna tell? So what's gonna happen? So basically we backed out, and she got in the car and we were driving, and I had her like do the whole like shift thingy, and I didn't know how to move the freaking seat up, so my foot was so far from the gas, so I'm like sitting like leaning down like with my hand on the wheel trying to look over the dash because I couldn't freaking see with my feet not being close up to the pedals. So she was shifting, I was steering. So we drove down to the store, got my curling iron, and then we went to go put gas in because we wanted to drive around more, and we each had like $5 on us, so we were going to put 10 in the tank. So the one thing that I was really scared about was this car was like so old that it would have problems sometimes where like the key wouldn't turn the ignition, and the key, like the car wouldn't start, like we'd literally be stranded. So I was like, okay, I'm screwed. Like if the car doesn't start up, then I'm gonna be stuck. And that happened to my mom a lot whenever like my mom would take the car out somewhere or just like drive it, which we rarely ever drove this car to begin with because it was really old and we just never really drove it. We had other cars to drive. That was just kind of like I said, like our car to get up to my cabin. But when we did drive it, it always had problems and like it never started. So I was really scared, but it started. So we went over to the gas station and we were getting ready to pump gas, and I go in and like I tell the guy like how much on my tank or how much on whatever like pump I'm on. So we go to pump the gas, and you know, I take like the thing out of the gas like thing, and I'm trying to open up the gas tank, and I can't get the gas cap open. Me being the freaking delusional 12-year-old I am, I could not get the freaking gas tank open. So I then saw one of my friend's mom, and I was like, I'm screwed. I was like, I am 13 or 14 driving a car right now. I was like, I'm alone, like what the hell is going on through my head? So I freaking bailed out of there. I left my $10 with that guy, didn't even care, freaking couldn't get my gas cap open, and I just wasted $10 and drove home because I was freaking terrified. I was like, okay, my friend's mom's here, like she's gonna tell somebody. So I pull in the driveway. I have a really asshole neighbor that lives next to me that feels the need to just like be very annoying and like all in like my like shit and stuff, and I just hate him. And so he decided to tell my grandparents the weekend they got home that I took the car out, because he saw me when I was pulling in, and I was like, okay, I was like, what is my neighbor gonna say? He didn't say one word to me. He's a freaking snake. And I pulled in the garage, shut the garage door, and went inside. But he told my grandpa, and my grandpa, being the sweethearted man that he is, didn't get me in any trouble. And I felt so bad because he didn't even bring it up to me right away. He waited 3 weeks until after, because he wanted to see if I was going to do the whole like guilt trip and feel bad for it, which I didn't feel bad. I didn't want to get caught. But then he like brought it up to me, like I apologized, and thankfully I didn't get in trouble. So shout out to my grandpa for being the sweetest and a real one. I didn't get in trouble, but that could have ended really bad. So I don't know what I was thinking when I was that age. So the next time that I stole a car was a little bit more recent, not like super recent. It was like a year ago, but it's more up to date than this last one. So this is back in like, I don't even know, a couple months before I got my license. So I was like 15 at the time, and I have a car, and at the time my car was in the garage and it wasn't registered. It was my mom's old car, so my mom got a new car and I got her old car, so that was my car sitting in the garage, and my car was fine. The only thing was that it wasn't registered, so it always just sat in the garage and nobody drove it until I got my license. So I had my permit at the time. I believe I had my permit. So my mom was gone one night, and I had like 4 of my girlfriends over, and maybe like 2 or 3, I can't remember. But we decided to just like, you know, let's go on an adventure. So my friend, let's just call her Ashley. So my friend Ashley wanted me to drop her off at her boyfriend's house. So I was like, okay, I'm going to drop her at her boyfriend's house, and then me and Lily. Okay, so we're going to call her. So me and Lily were like, okay, we're going to go drive around, and we're going to go get some Taco Bell, and then we'll come back and pick you up, and then we'll go home to my house, because I don't know how long my mom's going to be gone. So we get in the car, and we were driving it around, you know, mobbing, thinking we were so cool. I was 15, and I was like, yeah, I have my permit. Cool, I'm driving illegally. And it was like 9 o'clock, I think. It was already dark out, but the only problem was my car wasn't registered. So if I got pulled over, I was screwed because I didn't have a license. I don't remember if I had a permit, so don't know about that one. And I didn't have my car registered, and I was underage, and like I said, it was just all bad. So we were driving, and I dropped my friend Ashley off at her boyfriend's house, and me and Lily decided that we're going to go drive around and we're going to go Taco Bell. So we drove to Taco Bell, and we're in the line. It was like super long. So we get up and order, and I think we ordered like a 12-pack of freaking tacos, and we're getting up to like go pay at the window, and there's like 3 cars ahead of me. So all of a sudden I get a text from my mom, and my mom always texts me like right before she comes home whenever she's out, just to like let me know she's coming home, whatever. So my mom texts me, and she's like, hey, I'm on my way home. I'll be home in like 15 minutes. So I was like, shit. I was like, I am so screwed right now. I was like, my mom's on her way home. I was like, there were like 2 to 3 cars in front of me at Taco Bell. I'm stuck in a line. Plus I have to drive to go get my friend and then get home to my house. I was like, I am so screwed. I was like, what do I do? I was like, I was freaking out. So all the cars go through the Taco Bell line. I freaking drive past the window. The guy's like standing there like with his hand out, ready to get my money, and I just freaking went right by him. Didn't get my tacos, didn't pay him like anything, like freaking left the 12-pack of freaking tacos at Taco Bell. I went and picked up my friend, and she was not coming outside, like she wasn't answering her phone. I was like, you need to hurry the hell up. I was like, my mom is on her way home. I was like, I'm gonna be screwed. I was like, get out here because we gotta go. So she gets in the car, and then we're driving home. As we're driving home, we see a freaking cop, and I'm like, great. I was like, I am speeding so fast to get home right now, and I was trying to like take back roads home to my house, just so like I'd have to take main roads and like get caught by like a cop or something. So I pull in, and then my friend shut the garage door down. We get inside, and then like maybe 10 minutes, maybe past 5 or 10, and we're all sitting in my living room. My mom comes home, and my mom gets inside, and she's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, nothing. I was like, so can we go drive my friends home? So we went and dropped him off, and she comes home, and she goes out to the garage because we had like a freezer out there to go like get something. And of course the car like makes like a little bit of noise like after it's been driven, and the hood is hot. So my mom, being the genius that she is, touches the hood of the car and like totally noticed that it was taken out. And I was so sick to my stomach. I was so freaking scared. I was like, I'm like screwed right now. Like, what the heck is gonna happen? So my mom never said anything to me, but I went to bed like right after. I was like, screw this. I was like, I don't care how late it is, how early it is. I was like, I'm going to bed. So I went to bed and I was so freaking nervous. And my mom comes in the next morning and she's like, I'm very disappointed in you. You took the car out without telling me. And I decided to freaking cover it up still and lie about it. And I was like, no, I was like, I didn't, Mom. I swear, like, I didn't take the car out. Like, I didn't at all. And she's like, well, then why was the hood, like, of the car hot? And I was like, oh, because I wanted to start the car up and see if it ran. Don't know why that was my excuse, but she was like, okay, if you say so. Now my mom knows, obviously, like, a year later that I freaking took the car out, and she like talks to me about it still, and like she'll joke around and be like, hey, remember the time like you used to take the car out like when like I had my permit and I thought it was cool? So yeah, those are the 2 times that I stole my family's car. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to see more story times, then comment down below and I will film more for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon. Bye guys!